Hi, my name's Dan, and I am the author of Mini Movies to Millions, which is a book which basically is designed to share our method of using short films, documentaries, to engage with millions of people out there and to basically tell one story as a sort of creative, purpose-driven entrepreneur and to turn strangers into fans. And today, I just want to share a really very brief sort of masterclass, if you like, but a very brief masterclass in crowdfunding, because over the last 12 months we have raised over £340,000 in crowdfunding for our creative project, which is called Power Station. So let me just give you a really quick share on how we've done that. So um, this is called the anatomy of a six-figure crowdfunder, and in this very short masterclass, I'm going to introduce myself. Again, my name is Dan. I have made two feature documentaries with my partner Hilary. First one's called Vodka Empire, which is on Netflix. Second one, Bank Job, where we blew up £1 million worth of debt, and we told the story of how money is created and why people in Britain are so deeply in debt, more so 25,000% more in debt than we used to be in the 1960s, which is absolutely crazy, and it's all because of banks, lending more and more and more money being created as debt. Um, and we're now in the middle of our third feature documentary, which is also a sort of not-for-profit project called Power Station, where we turn our street into a solar-powered station in London. So that's just by putting solar panels on all, well, as many of the houses as we can, and documenting how we're doing it and also what the obstacles are. Um, so before I get down to any kind of technical stuff around how crowdfunding, how we crowdfund, I really want to talk about probably the most important technology, which is the technology of story itself. Having a really good story and being a character within your project is probably the most important hook that you can have in terms of gaining trust, gaining authority with an audience. And I really do believe storytelling is right at the heart of the success or failure of your crowdfunding and also of your business, and the story of what you're doing, why you're doing it, what the purpose is, etc., is right at the heart. Crowdfunding is always about taking action with a community to achieve a shared goal that has a clear benefit to the community. So, if you're a musician, for instance, and many musicians use crowdfunding in a positive way, that might be because they have built up an audience of people who love the music so much that they want to help participate in producing the record so that they can get a hold of that record. And it's really important in any business or creative endeavor that we are focused on helping others in the world in a real way, whether it's through our creative work, our social enterprise, or our charity. Really, we need to focus on what the benefit of these works are to the audience out there, and that is how we can begin to create projects which defy gravity and where you can begin to raise larger amounts of cash. So here is the first crowdfunder that we did last Christmas, 2023, and that one we raised 115,000 with 1,259 supporters. We immediately then came up, we were living on our roof at that time, me and my wife, which is part of the the secret of that one, I suppose. Storytelling, going to extreme lengths to achieve a goal, characters being tested, wind, rain, winter. Just the night we came off the roof, it snowed, so we were quite lucky, and the audience really got behind us. Then this next one, which was where we went for Christmas number one with the children from Barncroft School, which is a school around the corner from us. We raised £50,000 using the proceeds to put solar panels on that school. And then this one was a project that we set up a little bit later, which we got to about 118,000 in just over 2 weeks. And that was to buy a building. And unfortunately, the person selling the building sold it to someone else instead of us. So we had to return the money. But that was very interesting, slightly different form of crowdfunding where it was we were selling shares in a building, which was very interesting. And they would have yielded interest for the shareholders, which one can do using a community benefit society. So that's very interesting. And then this is the most recent one that we've just done, which ended, well, it's kind of ended just about a week ago, and that got 80,000. So first off, just to explain the basics of our method with the mini movie, just in case you've either forgotten or you may be watching this without ever having heard of what the mini movie method is. The mini movie method is like I basically start people off by creating a manifesto about what's really important, what's the core philosophical message, why are you doing the work that you're doing, what is the purpose of it. So it comes back to what I was saying earlier on about having a positive impact on the world around us, and how does it help the person who is looking at your film. For instance, if it's the power station, we're always talking about the fact that what we're trying to do is to build a more socially and environmentally just world around us right now, and we're using the power station and the storytelling as a way to bring that in. Our previous project, Bank Job, where we blew up £1 million of debt, it was also having an impact. We were making a film which was telling the story of how money is created and why so many people are so deeply in debt. With Power Station, we came up with the idea during lockdown. We were all stuck in our houses, and we asked ourselves the question, what can we do from here and from this situation? And we began to think, well, we could, put solar panels on all the houses. We can try and raise the money at least to put solar panels on all the houses, and to, and to make a story around that, based on this idea that we'd heard, which our writer Anne Pettifor came up with, which was that every building should be a power station. And also David Graeber, another mentor of ours who sadly died, said, protest is like begging the powers that be to dig a well. Direct action is digging the well and daring them to stop you. So we made it as visual as we could. We created this power station sign, which was a way of sort of giving the whole thing a coherence and an identity. We created these types of events, such as the music video and the protest at the school, and also living on the roof. Now, these types of things add focus, clarity, drama, story, humor, jeopardy, all those types of things. So it's a way of designing a story that we're living up to, and and that brings us really to this thing, which is sorry, one sec. My dog is going crazy downstairs. Give me one sec. Hold on. Hello? I thought you were just letting yourselves in. Oh no, I had no idea about that. I'm just finishing off a recording. I'll be about 10 minutes and I'll take them for a walk. So basically, at its most basic, the mini movie method involves a short film which is sent out to millions of people across Facebook and Instagram, and it shares with them an offer that seems really good. Not just it seems, an offer that is genuinely really good. So basically, I use them with Power Station. I started them with Bank Job, which is a project I showed earlier on, where it shows us in action. It's an action-based short film, and it shows us trying to accomplish a goal of some kind in the real world. And it tells obviously why we're doing it, and it has a hook, and it's fun, and lots of people share it. It will also be looking for a sign up very often, or it will be aimed at engaging an audience in a journey into the heart of your project, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and then turning them into a fan. So that is its kind of most basic thing, and it uses what's called a funnel. So if you look at this red diagram here, we start with awareness, so people who've never heard of us at all. We then move towards interest, consideration, intent, evaluation, and purchase. So we're trying to take people from never having heard of us at all down to actually selling to them. And I use the mini movie as the bridge, gaining more awareness, and then I follow up with other short films and pieces of content and photographs and emails, etc., until I get people down to this purchase. So I have one main mini movie that will start off, and it will make an offer very often, or I might just be trying to warm an audience up cheaply and putting it out there in the world. You can have different types of adverts, so I could put it out for video views, which are very cheap, or I could put it straight down, as I've called it, straight for the beef, going for a conversion objective such as a lead campaign or a purchase campaign. Then once, say, if I put out a 5-minute film, people who've watched 25% or more of it, I'll send them other films which will speak to them, and pick up the relationship and begin to build more trust, interest, consideration, etc. And then I go for the sale. And so this part, one needs to put out more than just one piece of content. There are other bits. They don't all have to be incredibly well produced. The most important point about it is that they have a value to the right people. And then we have something called a value ladder, which starts with, it might just be a lead ad, something that you're giving for free, or it might be what's called a low ticket front end product, so something that might cost 5, 10, 20 pounds, something like that. But then you're beginning to move people towards the back end, which is where you'll actually make your profit. So that is how we nurture them up the value ladder. And of course, not everyone will go from potentially buying a postcard or a book or something into becoming a fully paid client, but enough of them will to make this whole process profitable, and that's the goal. So our funnel, when we're building towards our kind of 350,000, would start with a short film which explains what's going on, and then have maybe music videos, such as in the music video project that we did with the local school, or other short pieces of content. Often we can even, we get covered by BBC London or something like that. We'll put that inside and we'll retarget the people who've watched our first film with other snippets of content. And then we get them to sign up for emails. We send emails, and we're always sending them, for instance, to a web page such as a crowdfunding page across all the different emails. We will have pre-written 4 or 5 emails. They may even have short films embedded in them or links to short films. And then we know that not everyone's going to read the emails, but enough people do. And the people who are the most interested will make their way here and start to support the project if the project has genuine value in the real world. So to sum up, I shared with you about the different crowdfunders that we launched, and I also talked about what makes them work. I've talked about how you do need a community and how we build up that community using a short film, which goes out every day on Facebook and Instagram to thousands of people very cheaply. Some of them become email leads, some of them we retarget on the platform. I showed you a bit about our funnel and how it works. And I've also made the email sequence that we created available if you want to get it. All you need to do is to just write email sequence under this message, and I will send you the email sequence as a PDF inside of Messenger. I've shared some common issues that you'll experience when you launch your own fundraisers and how to deal with them, such as, I suppose, actually I haven't really done that, have I? But I can quickly, it can be exhausting to do that, and to run that. And you're also spending money on ads when well in advance of starting your fundraiser, at least 3 months, I would say, to start building an audience. And then you need to keep in touch, in close contact with your audience, or the audience will go cold. So you need to send emails a lot. and you need to work out how to send emails so they're not boring and they're not just saying the same thing over and over again. And in fact, emails which are so entertaining that people miss it when you don't email. The final thing to say is any more help that you might want, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, either LinkedIn or on Facebook or wherever you're seeing this. And, if you want the PDF of the emails that we use to send out for the first 5 days when someone signs up to our mailing list, just write underneath here, just write email sequence. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching and wishing you a very happy day wherever you might be. Cheers. Bye.